magazine of 10 rounds. Load, make ready. Shooters ready on the left, shooters ready on the left, shooters ready on the right, shooters ready on the right. Shooters, you may commence firing when your target appears. G'day legends, Nerdy here. I want to discuss something that might not go in a lot of people's favor. Could be an uncomfortable truth. But I'm going to start a series, and this series is going to be dedicated to the way of the gun. What does that entail? It's going to be a lot of the minutia, a lot of the stuff that's out there in the, let's face it, in the gun world, the gun community, gun communities, you know, different spectrums of the firearms community, right? So I want to talk about something that I've seen pop up multiple times, and it's very apparent as well. There's a lot of new shooters. There's a lot of people who dedicate time, dedicate resources, and allocate a lot of funds to realistically things that, at least in my opinion, probably in other people's opinion too, it's not something that's going to build their skills. And the topic at hand for this first episode of The Way of the Gun: buying skill versus building skill. That's what we're going to talk about today. So, the way of the gun. To a lot of people, this isn't necessarily something that would quite antiquate or even maybe compared to a martial art. Some people also would completely disagree with that. I myself do find it as a martial art. And with every single fighting style, every single form, every single sport, anything that you can think of competitively where there is a skill bracket for people, there's always going to be the question and the topic of buying skill versus building skill. And one thing that I see a lot, and this is for also the new shooters, the young shooters, the next generation of shooters as well, with social media, there is a plethora of clout chasers, people that buy stuff with specific brands, maybe some sort of feeling like they're like FOMO, the feeling of missing out. And I want to bring this up because this is something that needs to be discussed, to where people who are getting into the hobby, people who are getting into the sport of it, maybe these different categories of shooters, whether it be you're completely all about CQB, whether you're in competition shooting, whether you're into home defense or CCW type defensive training and shooting, or even just target shooting or hunting and just regular sport shooting, right? I see it where a lot of people are kind of getting hung up in the weeds with a lot of things where, oh, I need to buy this, I need to buy that. Like, oh man, that's so freaking good. That this part, this attachment, this magical snake oil kind of stuff. I shouldn't say snake oil, but this magical item is going to improve my shooting skills. It's going to get my splits faster, you know, like it's going to magically just get my draw super quick. And it's almost like when I see these things, I see it to where people take these tools, these attachments, these things. A lot of people, great example, they'll say they can't shoot specific guns. They, you know, whether it be they can't shoot it, they can shoot it. Say if it's guns that don't have compensators, guns that, oh, I can't shoot iron sights anymore, I can only shoot red dot. It's an interesting aspect, really looking at all of it and finally getting to a point where people think that I can buy the skill. I can buy the $2,000 staccato. I can build out a $3,000 race gun Glock 34. Or I can get a $6,000, $7,000 Atlas open match race gun. And thinking that that alone will give them the skill that they need. In certain aspects, as a disclaimer, I will say this. If you have a baseline of shooting, if you have your own training regimen, if you are already years down the road, and if you've already built the fundamental skills and you're seeking something new, something completely different, you know, standard Glock 19 I've had for the longest time, and it's finally to the point where I want to experiment a little bit. Not on the aspect that I want faster splits. I want tighter groupings. But where I see the issue and where I see the downfall with a lot of people is they think that they need to buy this stuff or they need to level up, and they buy these accoutrements before they even break the pistol in or the rifle in. It's pretty windy. So what I'm mainly talking about and what I want to get to the meat and potatoes of, right? You see a lot of people that ultimately they buy these guns and they think immediately, oh, I can put, you know, a reputable name brand, whatever it is. And the interesting thing is that even on their own skill level, they themselves haven't put in, I mean 6 months, a year, however many years. And even the ones who do have years behind the belt or under the belt with their shooting skills, their shooting techniques, you even look at their standard skills and it's like, you know, okay, what's your build drill? You know, can you reload under stress? Stuff like that. And I'm seeing more and more that a lot of people are getting sucked into the mindset and the minutia of, I can buy the skill, instead of I can build the skill. And unfortunately, it comes down to a point where we need to truly ask ourselves, are we trying to seek improvement within ourselves? What is the issue? You know, a gun is snappy, okay? Is it your grip? Is it your stance? Is it your form? Is it the way how you're standing? However it may be, right? And what we need to ask ourselves and what we need to better ourselves is we have to look in the mirror and to be truly honest with ourselves. Ask ourselves the question, where do we want to be as shooters? Do we want to be better as far as with a pistol, better with a rifle? Do we want to be someone who's competent, capable, and confident in our shooting abilities? Far too much am I seeing a lot of people taking these classes, $800, $1,000, $1,200, $2,000 classes, you know, from these big name people, these big name influencers, and they're taking these classes and whatnot, right? And what I'm seeing and what I'm noticing is that a lot of people are walking away from these classes and they think that going to the class is the end all be all. Now, in no disregard and in no point in time am I saying that not taking classes, not taking, you know, these hyper-specific courses, are these classes not going to give me some sort of outlook, some sort of new method to take away some tools and put it in my toolbox, right? And I am in no way saying that. What I am prefacing is two things. You have a lot of people that make excuses, they cope, and they ultimately, they think it's a mechanical issue, or they think it's some other third thing. That the reason why they can't shoot, or they can't shoot tight, they can't shoot this, they can't do that. The second thing is definitely with a lot of these classes and these courses, there's a lot of people that not only have the ego that I take these classes, that I take these courses, and this is an end all be all. I'm gonna be a freaking master or grandmaster class shooter. That's not the case. And there needs to be some sort of self-reflection, especially for people, unfortunately, in the firearms community. There is definitely a lot of ego. There's definitely a lack of humility when it comes to us as shooters. And that is something that we all need to work on. Buying skill versus building skills, and thinking that you can buy your skills going to a class, CQB course, stuff like that. I don't know how else to put it. It's you as the individual. Are you willing to put in the effort? Are you willing to put in the reps and sets when it comes to shooting? Now, even for my background, for the longest time, a lot of people look up to me with my military background, and they think, oh man, you must be a really good shot. Military probably taught you a lot. A lot of your high-speed guys, I'm not going to lie, a lot of your high-speed guys, they have been trained in a specific linear fashion. But there's a point to it. A specific linear fashion. A lot of them are mid shooters. There's very, very few that are phenomenal shooters. And I would say a very good example would be someone who can put mile-long shots. Someone who's very good at long-range shooting. Someone who is very good at IPSC or USPSA shooting. A grandmaster, a master class shooter. Those are the people that put in the work and the time and the effort. Don't get me wrong. It is good taking these classes, these courses, and taking few things from this class, from this class, from this class, taking these few things, but they're very niche. They are very, very, very small. And if you just want to shoot, I could tell you right now, you don't need a curriculum. You don't need someone telling 25 other mouth breathers, get on the firing line. We're going to do a build drill. We're going to do it for time. Like, no. That type of linear structure, if you're someone who's already established and you're someone who is seeking that next level of shooting, that type of linear structure isn't something that is going, that's not going to be the answer. Another person that at this point in my life and in my time in shooting, with the years that I put behind and the amount of rounds I put down range, there is, at this point in time, I consider him my mentor. And he may not know it. He's going to know it now. But I consider him my mentor because myself, having the military background, I think I'm, hot crap, I know what I'm doing. That is far from the truth. Far from the truth. Absolutely preposterous. I finally had to realize that if you want to be a shooter that can perform on command and have confidence in your skills, being able to put the rounds where they need to go, it goes back to your training, and it goes back to shooting in general. Competition shooting is I would say the perfect ego gut punch to show exactly where you stand. Sure, a lot of people, they can do super quick, one reload, one. But let me tell you, when you do a stage, it's a whole different animal. And I could tell you, there's probably a handful of actual instructors, especially in this whole gun tuber spectrum and whatnot. There's probably a handful of instructors that actually can perform. When it comes to just shooting. Now, don't get me wrong, there's other courses and classes, like One Shepherd. There's a bunch of other courses and classes that actually have a specific skill set, and they provide a good service. But those are very niche things that are small tools that you can take, but they're not going to be the sum of the whole. That is a good prospect right there. Shooting is the sum of the whole. As my mentor now, he is on his way, and he wants to achieve the goal of being a grandmaster one day. He has trained with other grandmasters, and even himself, he's even said that he's got a long way to go. And that right there is exemplary. When you as a shooter can finally see, you can see everything, that the parts, that the accoutrements and stuff like that. Oh, sure, yeah, I've got an Apex trigger, I've got a I've got a Radiant Ramjet, I've got, you know, I got a Zafiri slide and stuff like that. Show me how you can perform at the drop of a hat. Not mine though. This one stays on. Wizards never take off their hats. So all in all, legends, with this new adventure I want to go on and venture forth so that future generations can look at it. It is okay to have an ego check. It is okay to understand that you're not going to have good days. It is okay you're going to have bad days. It is okay that you're going to mess up drills. It is all okay, because there's a reason why we train. And we put the time and we put the hours, we put the thousands of rounds and the tens of thousands of reps into dry firing, because we want to be better shooters. And that's what I want to leave you with. We can be better shooters. The upgrades and everything, they don't make the shooter. They assist, but the upgrades and the parts, they do not make the shooter. I appreciate you all watching this. And like I said, I love where this is going. I'm not here to start controversy. I'm here to give you the ego gut check. Even myself. I put myself through a lot of different training, and I get out of my comfort zone. But it makes you a better shooter. The last thing I'll leave with this, especially in the gun community, I see a lot of, at least how I can make a comparison of, I see a lot of samurais. You have Noble Japan, you know, back in the day. Japan had a lot of these samurais, these noble class warriors, these people of high lineage and praise. And it's very interesting. I got to meet a few of them. I got to shake hands with some of them throughout the ages, when the Oblivion Gates were open, of course. But what I am witnessing and noticing, especially with social media being a catalyst for it as well, is I am seeing a lot of people that are oohing and awing, and they want to be next to, and they want to feel the presence of these noble samurais. Way too much in the social media and in the gun community, I'm seeing way too many samurais. I don't see enough Ronins that are calling out the crap, that are calling them out, that are asking, hey, we want something more. I'll leave it there. Legends, I appreciate you. Can't wait to see where this goes, especially with the way of the gun. Stay safe out there, legends, and remember, distance is your friend. I said, one more time. It's freaking windy. One more time. It's freaking windy. Incoming! Oh no. You